everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I'm here with an unboxing from Diamond Art Studio UK. I have a rainbow-tastic kit in here by the artist Helkoryo. You have seen several kits by this artist on my channel, including the epic Outside the Sweet Shop kit with like 200 colors or something a while back. I'll have lots of those reviews and stuff linked below if you're interested, and I'm delighted to get into another one of this artist's kits with you today. So Diamond Art Studio UK's kits, typically they do come wrapped in brown paper. This one I had opened a little while back and I didn't save the brown paper, but it always comes wrapped really nicely and feels kind of like a little Christmas gift to yourself. So they are obviously located in the UK. I'm in the US. I have some really exciting news for my fellow US residents. Right now, like as of the time that I am filming this video, Diamond Art Studio UK is converting all their shipping rates over to an even cheaper shipping rate for US residents. It's like literally dropping almost in half. And they're also gonna have some new releases and pre-orders listed here in the coming days too. So check out their Facebook group, it'll be linked below. You don't wanna miss out on this. That shipping price cut is going to be just a game changer, I feel like. So yeah, that being said, let's get a look at this kit. The kit is called First Date, which is, yeah, it is called First Date, and it's really, really beautiful. I think, so this end, let me show you the artwork, give you a little peek. So this is by Helkoryo, who really is known for lots of rainbow colors and just really pretty vibes, a lot of times with characters in like silhouette or, you know, just in profile or whatnot. So this is one of those. And the box itself, so lots of purple for Diamond Art Studio UK's branding. Here's some instructions for diamond painting. If you're new to diamond painting, I will have a beginner video linked below. Here's their socials. I feel like Facebook is probably the most helpful place to stay up to date with new releases and announcements like the shipping changes. And then here's some information about the kit itself. Now the toolkits are optional. I tend to forego them because I have too much, and if there's an opportunity to cut down on waste, I'm going to take it. So, but it'll be a basic toolkit if you do decide to get it with yours. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. Already see all of the rainbows. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and unroll this. This is, okay, 60 by 90. So around that size is often what these kits tend to be. I might try to pull the camera back just a little bit so we can see more of this in frame at once. Get a look at the artwork and the sticker sheet. After I unroll this, I feel like there's gonna be 2 packs of diamonds in here. Yeah, lots of diamonds. And let me roll this backwards to help it lay flat. Diamond Art Studio UK's canvases and the glue that they use, it is safe to roll it backwards. It's not gonna hurt the canvas or the glue. It's just gonna help it lay flat more quickly. And it does want to stay rolled up. So I actually will sometimes do it from both ends. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. All right, let me pull you back just a little bit. There we go. You can see a little bit more of this all together. Yeah, 60 by 90. So it's like a bit wider than it is tall. Lots of pretty color blocking there. Let me show you the original artwork really quick. So they put their stickers. This plastic bag actually I do feel like serves a purpose. I think it's really handy in making sure that nothing is catching on these sticker labels and peeling them back. It's a small thing, but I actually do notice that difference and find it to be helpful. Take this out though so I can show you. So here's the original artwork. Again, it's called First Date by Helkoryo. So pretty. Look, there's like little hearts in there too. It's so cute. So we have 2 pages of sticker sheets because this one is 98 colors. It's not one of their like max color kits like the one that I did outside the sweet shop that had around 200 colors. But I'll tell you what, 98 colors is still quite a lot. You still might want to do some things like organizing your symbols by type, like keeping all certain shapes together or all the arrows together and stuff so that it's easier to find the symbols that you're looking for. Lots of suggestions that I shared in the review of Outside the Sweet Shop that you could try if you wanted to. These are a set of pre-cut sticker labels, so it's really easy to kit up your diamond painting. And we have the DMC code in the right-hand column here. That comes from the DMC brand of floss. Most diamond painting companies use this color code system. And then we have the ledge number on the side, and then obviously the symbols down the middle. And Diamond Art Studio UK is one of those companies that's really receptive to feedback, including things like if you were to go to them and say, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but these symbols are really similar to each other and easy to mix up on a canvas. And they've gone in and tried to like change the symbols on the canvas too, to make sure that we aren't running into that as much. Let me take you on a tour of the canvas itself. So we have branding at the top of Diamond Art Studio UK Limited. Then we have the canvas material it's like sparkly on the front there, which is really pretty. There's like a little bit of extra glue that just got on that corner there. The backing is this soft lint canvas that a lot of companies are using, but it's like more of a, like you would, almost feels like that material you put like those little felt figures on. I'm not sure. It's like slightly different than some of the other soft lint materials I've seen, but it works well. We have a thin plastic cover here that you can peel back, and their glue is very sticky. So very, very, even just the pop with my finger. I hope I don't make anyone cringe by sticking my finger just straight in the glue. It's really testing it. Here we have a schematic and the thumbnail of the original artwork with our color list of 98 colors. You'll see the same schematic and legend of the right-hand side of the canvas. Then at the bottom left, we have their socials. Again, their Facebook page is really going to help you out as far as staying up to date with new releases and all their other updates. They're also just such a sweet small business that the owners are really, they just have the cutest dog and are always posting really helpful and like customer friendly updates, which I appreciate. Here's their website, which of course I'll have linked below. And then First Date by Helkoryo. Now this piece is legally licensed from Helkoryo. Don't mind me, I have a black cat. I just saw a little black cat fur there. Licensed artwork. If you didn't know what that means, this means that Helkoryo has given Diamond Art Studio UK permission for the use of this artwork as a diamond painting, and Helkoryo is being compensated for the use of this artwork as well, which is really, really, really important to me. And so that's what you're going to see here on my channel is licensed artwork. I want to show you up close on the canvas, get a sense for confetti and color blocking. Now, I feel like Helkoryo's pieces, this style of artwork really is going to tend to be pretty confetti heavy. Confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area. There's some examples here. There were even bigger examples in like the plants over to the other side of the canvas I'll show you. But you're going to be doing more like single placing and changing out the color in your tray a bit more often. I do see a couple of spots here and there of color blocking though, which is really nice. So like this is an example where color blocking is where you have a lot of the same color in a small area. You'll be able to use a multi-placer if you like, and the color will be in your tray for a bit longer. I noticed that there's some color blocking, like I bet this is 310. In the girl's legs, and I think in the umbrella too. Yeah, that red color we're gonna have a lot of, I have to guess, if I had to guess. But yeah, no, generally speaking, this does look like a confetti heavy canvas. It looks like about what I'd expect from Helkoryo. There's a really good example right there of lots of confetti. But Diamond Art Studio UK really does try to go in and help the rendering match the original artwork as much as possible. I don't know how much hand charting they really do. I think that it might depend from piece to piece, but they definitely don't just go in and let it just be a pure computer render. They do try to go in and do at least some touch-ups, and I did like that on Outside the Sweet Shop quite a lot. There's color blocking down here too, I noticed where we started. But yeah, no, all in all, this is a very confetti heavy piece and really consistent with what I've seen from kits by this artist at Diamond Art Studio UK. Let me go ahead and do a quick measurement on this one. My Diamond Art Studio UK kits that I've measured and worked on, they've been true to size, but I always like to just double check just to see. All right, having trouble with my measuring tape. Yeah, so we are true to size, 60 by 90 centimeters. Okay, let's take a look at the drills. We'll see a rainbow of colors. Oh, actually, lots of reds and yellows in this one. Some oranges. There's some special drills in here. I don't think I mentioned that when we were looking at the color list. Yeah, a lot of special drills. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these like dust drills, and then we have 3 AB colors. So lots of special drills. We will find those in these packs of diamonds as well as on the canvas. It does look like these are going to just be in DMC order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So we'll start with this one since this is the beginning of the color list. Okay, so these are in heat sealed bags, and they are resin diamonds. And typically resin diamonds, especially when it comes to squares, are going to be really nice quality to work with. See how many bags of 310 we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, six bags of 310. Actually, not as much as I would have expected. So resin squares are definitely my preferred material of squares to work with because they are going to be higher quality. They're going to be more consistent in size and shape. They're usually going to sit really nicely together on the canvas, and that's important when it comes to square drills because in a square drill grid, there's no space in between the diamonds, unlike with round drills where there's a little bit more wiggle room, right? With squares, oh, hold on. Let's count this color, 606. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags. That must be that red color that we had oodles of. Let me check. Yes, it is. Like the chunks of red on the umbrella and off to the side and stuff. That's that bright red right there, 606. Round drills, you have a little bit more wiggle room. Square drills, they are sitting up right next to each other. So if there's any little tabs sticking off the side, or if they're not consistent in size and shape, it will push up against the drills. There's not going to be enough room for the drills to sit right next to each other, and they will often pop right off the canvas. It's kind of a pain. So my experience with Diamond Art Studio UK squares, these resin squares, has been really positive. I have not had major issues with these, aside from the occasional trash. I feel like I might have had a trash-prone color or two. There's a lot of this red color too. But I don't think I ran out of any diamonds. I would have to go back and refresh my memory. But the reason it's not even sticking out in my head is because Diamond Art Studio UK has fabulous, fantastic customer service. I'm not affiliated. This is my personal experience. And if I run into so much as like a sneeze of a problem, they are on it. They want to fix it. They want to make it right. And so I am positive that includes if I were to run out of a drill color. They would probably they'd have it on my doorstep before I could sneeze. So that was all of that particular pack of colors. Let's open up this second one. Okay, that first one had more reds. The second one definitely has more yellows and oranges, just probably incidental with the sorry, I'm pulling out the special drills to show you last, with what the DMC codes are. But we're going to have a ton of special drills, I'm realizing. By the way, if you're wondering what the numbers on the package are, so the number 73, that's going to be the DMC, or sorry, no, said that wrong. The 73 is going to be the legend number, like you see here, 73. And then 3812 is the DMC code. And then the HEL 12, and then the other numbers, that is just going to match the unit number that they've given this particular kit. So the one you want to pay attention to is that middle number. That's your DMC code when you're going to kit up your diamonds. If you're noticing a little bit of static in these squares, that's really common when it comes to resin squares as well as when they're in plastic bags. That's just materials that make for really static prone, drill situation. I don't count that against companies because I really just feel like I want the quality of the diamonds to be good, and I'll work around the static. Hold on, this color, 56, which is DMC 972. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags that one. So yeah, some of these colors we have a lot of. If you're running into static issues, which is also somewhat climate dependent, I like to actually take these drills, and when I go to kit them up, I will cut open the bag and pour it literally straight into an open dryer sheet, like a whole dryer sheet. Kind of sift the drills around a little bit, and that tends to really dispel the static pretty well. And then I'll pour them directly from the dryer sheet into the container. If you're still running into static, I would recommend cutting up another dryer sheet and tucking those cut up squares into the containers. Looks like immediately once we start onto number 90 here, yeah, this is our first special drill color. Let me zoom you in. This is ND, which is one of their glitter or shimmer drills. We have several bags of this one. This one, I don't remember what the ND stands for, but it's like some kind of dust diamond. It's one of those special drills on the market that has a fine glitter coating. It almost gives it a pearlescent sheen, but I mostly just see like really fine glitter particles, and the effect of it on the canvas is subtle. It's a subtle shimmering effect that does stand out from the other colors, but it's not nearly as in your face as an AB is, which we'll be looking at ABs here in just a moment as well. So we have 3 bags of this 444 dust drill. Then we have a bag of this really pale yellow 445. As we get into this red color, you'll be able to see that glitter coating a little bit more easily. This is 666. We have 2 bags of that one. You can really see that there's that glitter coating. This is my favorite kind of special drill. I think it looks really pretty. I like the subtle effect of it a lot. Then we have 2 bags of 725, little straggler drill in there too. It's another shade. This is like, it's really close to this one, the 444 and the 725. The 725 is just a hair lighter. And the 444 is a tiny bit more yellow. And this has like a the tiniest hint of like peach to it. And then we have 4 bags of 740, which is an orange fairy dust or dust. And then we have this really light orange, just like creamsicle orange, 741. And then we get into our ABs. Now, AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These get their name from the Northern Lights. And these, you can tell the coating is definitely standing out more. It's an iridescent coating that really grabs like a lot of different colors, both on the top of the diamond, and it's going to grab some of the colors of the drills around it. It is going to stand out more than those dust drills do, and add just a ton of spectacular sparkle to this kit. So you can see we just have all shades of yellow, orange, and a little bit of red in terms of special drills, which given the color scheme of this canvas, that does make sense. This last pack, well, we had those 2 bags of the yellow AB, we have 2 bags of 742 and orange AB, and then we have one last bag of 3078 AB, which is like an ivory or cream colored AB. That being said, I hope that you won't mind too much if I just take a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and give myself an initial glance at the canvas and off camera and see where some of these special drills are going to go. Because this is such a confetti heavy canvas, it'll just be more efficient that way, and you guys won't just be listening to me trying to struggle my way through finding where the special drills are. So I will be right back. Okay, so I'm actually going to take you through these one by one. I just think it'll be easier, especially because these colors are so similar. So first we're going to find this 444 dust drill kind of color, the straggler in that one too. We have 3 bags of this one, and we're going to see this in a lot of areas that are going from like a yellow to an orange color. For example, it is in, you know, some of these areas down here that look kind of more orange in camera, but it's one of the more yellow shades of that color. It's color blocked this yellow color under the umbrella over here, as well as in some areas right here. See, it's sprinkled in the top of the umbrella there. And then around each of these lamps as we go, again, this could be one of those like transitional colors from like a true yellow to more of an orange color. That's going to be that 444 dust color. So it's kind of in these areas around this lamp. It's in where my finger's kind of going around this lamp. Down here, I didn't check down here first. Sorry, I was just assuming. I don't know that I see it right in the path necessarily, but I do remember seeing it. Yeah, these kind of areas around this lamp and around that lamp as well. Again, one of those colors kind of going from the yellow into the orange. Next, we're going to be looking at this 445 dust color, which really looks like quite a pale yellow color. I think it's one of the, it's the palest yellow of the dust colors that we have here. And so areas that's going to be found are going to be really like in the centers of the lamps. It's not the pure white color, but it's the next lightest color. It's like around this lamp. It's kind of sprinkled in this glow as well, and it goes around the white of that lamp too. That one is also going to be found going in between the white and the yellow colors in this path over here. And same thing, there's actually big color blocked sections of it here around the path where this gal is walking. There's also a little bit of it in the umbrella. It's these kind of like patches right here doing some highlighting on the top, and that really is going to about do it for that particular special drill color. Then next up we have this kind of really cherry red dust color. This, though, interestingly, is going to be found in some of the darker red areas you're seeing on this canvas. So, for example, you see kind of like these dark red patches in the umbrella. That is going to be, parts of those are going to be that red dust color. It's also in some of the darker red shades, like the dark red you see down here in the street, and some of these dark red areas here. So it's not this bright red color that we have oodles of. It's just in some of those really darker red areas. Same thing over here where you're seeing these slightly darker red patches. It's subtle, but it's there. That's where that particular dust color is going to be on either side of this path. There's a little bit of it. Yeah, actually the dark red you see in like these flowers and these bushes, the darkest red, little sprinklings of that dark red dust or that cherry red dust color. And then the red patches we have going up here are going to have that as well. I did see it as well over here in the hearts. Again, it's not the whole heart, but it's the dark red spots. There's like a half dozen of them in this one. And I don't think there's any in this one. This dark red patch up here has some of that particular special drill too. So that one, even though it looks really like bright red in the bag, as far as where it goes on the canvas, the areas you're looking at are going to be the darker red colors. The next one we're looking for is 725. This dust color was the one that I thought was kind of similar to the 444, but there's not as much of this one. And this one I had a little bit of a harder time finding. The main areas I was seeing it was kind of in between yellows and oranges. It's sprinkled through like this area of the path on either side, kind of a transitional color again. And it's in some of those kind of transition colors between yellow and orange in the umbrella up here. I didn't really see it around the lamps though, like we saw that very first dust color. I did see it kind of on either side of this path. There were, it was sprinkled in there too, again, as kind of like a transitional color. So again, there wasn't a ton of that color to begin with, but those are kind of the few places that I'm really seeing that particular color. Now, 740, our next color, is one we had 4 bags of, and on the canvas it's really cute because the actual symbol for this one is an umbrella, which just feels very fitting. And this is a color that you're really just gonna see in the true orange areas of this canvas, and there's some color block sections of it. It's really obvious, like right here, these big like lines of orange. That is that particular dust color. It's this orange color in here. It's this orange color kind of sprinkled through in between the yellow and red here. It's sprinkled through some of these areas up here. It's a little bit actually in our woman over here, almost like her purse strap going up to maybe her arm. It's sprinkled in here as well. The oranges you see over here, it's very, very orange in canvas. Again, even a little bit of color blocking here and some line blocking on either side of the path. There's a couple little orange spots over here in the bushes that there's like a couple of dots of it. And then when we get up into kind of like the sky and stuff, again, this really true orange color. This is that orange dust color on this side of the lamp over here. It's a little bit sprinkled on the top of this street lamp. And then the orange you see here kind of going around is that dust color, and this orange over here. So there's a lot of it. There's a lot of this in this canvas. I think it might be the special drill that we actually do have the most of, and it's really, really obvious. And then 741, which is just one DMC coat away from it, and it's just slightly lighter. This is our last dust drill. This one, when I was looking for it on the canvas, there's just one bag of it. Honestly, the simplest way to put it is that it's in the same areas as 740 was, but there's just little bits of it sprinkled in there to like carry it between like the orange and like the next like orangish yellow color. It's like where there's like this big patch of that darker orange dust color. Then this one, 741, it's like there's tiny little bits sprinkled through here, just like little bits here and there. It's sprinkled in a couple of spots in the umbrella, and you know, a little bit in one of those slightly lighter oranges around the lamp, things like that. That's really the place that you're mainly going to see this color. Now we're going to get into the ABs, starting with 307 AB, which is this yellow AB that we have 2 bags of. And the main place I'm seeing this one is kind of in the glow on the outsides of the lamps, like on either side here. It's also on kind of this top of this lamp, but and there's big chunks of it here on the top of the umbrella, like grab your multi-placer too. Around this lamp, same thing, kind of this yellow color around this lamp. It's sprinkled in some of these yellow colors here, a little bit more confetti, but you can see it, yeah, it's sprinkled throughout here, as well as throughout here. I didn't see it so much. It's really sparing in the yellow on this path over here, but lots of it, like lots of that yellow AB right in here, kind of like pouring down into like this person that she's meeting for her first date, right? And same over on this lamp over here. You know, I know we're almost through the special drills at this point. It doesn't surprise me where I'm seeing this special drill placement so far, but I still like to go through and point it out with you, even though I know it's a lot. I hope this is still helpful though. Next we have our 2 bags of orange AB, 742 AB. As far as where that one is going to be found, you probably have guessed it at this point. it's these glows, right? So it's one of the lightest orange, like, see where my finger is, this light orange down here, as opposed to like the true orange we had for that umbrella symbol. This is a lighter orange AB. So it's sprinkled in some of like these colors. It's closer to the yellow on either side over here. It's sprinkled sparingly in some of the light orange areas around the lamps as we go around. Yeah, around each of the lamps. And then there's actually a good amount of it down on the umbrella in a couple of these spots. And in this path too, it's a light orange color right next to a lot of the yellow colors. And I think that that's really where we're gonna see that one. And then last but not least, we have that ivory colored. I lost it, hold on. Okay, this kind of cream colored AB, 307 AB. And this being the like really one of the lightest color special drills, it probably won't surprise you that it's gonna be in some of the lightest areas of where we've seen a lot of the other special drills. So for example, there's like a big color block section of that cream AB right here. There's actually a dot of it in her purse. A little bit sprinkled in this area. In this path, it's not the brightest white color you see going down the center, but it's the next color over. And it's kind of going on either side of this path. It's in these bright areas, including kind of going around the lamp. So that white color in the middle of these lamps is not a special drill color, but all of the colors around it, are chock full of special drills. I think that's going to be a really interesting effect, actually. It's going around the white in this one, around the white in this one. I don't see it on the top of the umbrella, but it's also around the white colors in this lamp. So in short, if you're still with me after all those special drills, it's in the lamps. It's in all the glow around the lamps. It's in the glow of the painting, right? So areas like these paths, these areas like on either side of her. And I think that's really going to help it pop, and that it's going to work really well with the original artwork. So just oodles of special drills. You are not going to be bored with how this turns out. I'm trying to remember if I've seen someone complete this one in the Diamond Art Studio UK, like their Facebook page. You could definitely check over there. I'm sure if someone has shared it there, you can find it. And be warned though, it's just going to make you want it even more, because these Helkoryo pieces are truly showstoppers. Every single time I see them worked on or completed, I just am like, that one looks incredible too, and so does that one. I just think that however Diamond Art Studio UK is doing their diamond paintings, like their approach to diamond paintings, seems like it's a really nice match for Helkoryo's artwork style. And so I'm like, more, let's get more, let's go more. This I think they have 12, because this one has like the 12 in the name. They have a lot of pieces from this artist, and they do tend to eventually sell out, especially the more popular ones. And I think this one might currently be sold out. I'd have to go check. But like I said, Diamond Art Studio UK is planning a restock. Depending on when you're watching this, they may have already done their restock. So be sure to check out the link that I'll have below for this particular kit. I'm trying to think.